Okay, still on the whole topic of posterior chain, we're going to move from hamstrings to glutes, so just moving up the body, right? The glutes, the big butt muscles we've got, are big creators of power, but a lot of people are slow to fire them if they're firing at all. And we also need to make sure that those are firing a lot if we're in like a heavy squat program or any type of good strength and conditioning program. So let's talk about some accessory movements that are going to help strengthen those glutes. Maybe make your butt a little bit bigger or smaller, whatever you want. So we've got the barbell hip thrust, right? Come in here. We've got the barbell on the ground. We're just going to put this thing right up in the hip. Okay, leaning back, we want our feet flat on the ground, barbell's right in the hip crease, and we're just going into a nice hip extension until we feel those glutes squeeze and right back down, right? So we want to fire up and then come slow on the way down. Fire up, slow on the way down. Fire up, and slow, okay? So after the barbell hip extensions, we've got hip extensions on the GHD machine, okay? When you're setting up with this, we just want to make sure that our hips are out over the pad so that we can bend at the hip without being impeded by the pad. So here, again, we're staying nice and straight. The back is tight as we just hinge through the hips, okay? So the spine is neutral. And we're going to explode up, right? Coming right back down and explode back up to 180 degrees. We've also got what's called a Sorensen hold. So after you do a few reps, you can end your set on a hold, which is where you're basically just staying in this nice prone position at 180 degrees, right? A good test on this is if you're able to hold it for 2 minutes, okay? Next up, we're getting a little bit more into squatting with this, but this really does isolate the glutes a lot. And if you've never done it before, you'll know what I'm talking about because you'll be pretty sore the next day, especially in your glutes. So the rear foot elevated split squat can be done on a bench or a box. It can be done weighted with a barbell. I like dumbbells, or it can be done unweighted, right? So a good rule of thumb when you're setting up, legs back against the bench, 1, 2, 3 steps out. Everyone's a little bit different, but this is a good rule of thumb. Then you're just going to pick a leg. Opposite knee goes, or opposite toe goes right on the side of the bench there. Staying nice and tall, and we're just dropping that back knee, ideally touching the ground and exploding up. So you get a little bit more quad activation with this movement, of course, but your glute is what's really working in this, right? We're creating explosiveness. And this is a really great exercise to throw in there, especially with heavy squats. And that's it. That's all I've got for glutes. See you later.